Hello designers and welcome back. It is a live Friday. Are you ready for it? I thought today that I would sit down and actually get ready with you guys, and I know it's kind of late in the afternoon. Let's see, it is 1 o'clock here on the East Coast. Not sure what time that is for a lot of you guys that might be joining in, but a little late around here. I kind of got off to a rough start this morning. You guys know that I have not been feeling well at all, and I just had a rough start. Couldn't hardly crawl out of bed today, but I'm here now, right? And that's what matters. So we're going to sit here and get ready together. I'm going to use some of this new Wet n Wild makeup. If you guys have been watching over on the vlog channel, then you guys saw that I tried it out the other day for the first time and had like a little first impressions for you guys, but wasn't real sure at that point how I was liking it, the way that I applied it. So today we're going to try that again. Hey Tammy, how are you? We're going to try that again, and this time we're going to apply it just a little bit different and see if it'll wear different. I did have somebody comment over on the vlog that they thought that the makeup looked like plastic. They didn't really care for it. Hey Robin, hello in Ohio. How are you? And I didn't think it looked like plastic. In person, it didn't look like that at all. So we're going to try it again today with a little bit different application, and we'll see. We'll just go through it and talk about this stuff before you guys buy your money. MSD, hello, how are you? And Beth Ann is here, which is Amy. Hello, Amy. Morgana, is that how you say that? Morgana? That's a pretty name. And Doris is here. I see you guys are able to talk to each other down there. That's so cool. I have this on my phone, and so it doesn't give me the option to see what you guys are seeing from your end down there. Hello from Maryland. Well, hello. Nice to have you with us, Debbie. There's Marshmallow Molecules. Well, thank you very much. I didn't think it looked too bad. It didn't wear really good for a long period of time, but I want to try it today. It's the Wet n Wild. Let's see what this is called. Wet n Wild Photo Focus. Supposed to be really good for taking pictures, and it actually did take real good pictures for my daughter. She took some on her phone. Hello from Kansas and in Cleveland. Hello, you guys. I actually like how thick this is, but it is very liquidy. And look at there, I just opened it up and made a mess because it's got this little spatula thing. Well, thank you, Kimberly. I am glad you are enjoying the channel. Nice to have you here. It has this little spatula thing. Let me clean up my mess before I get it all over me, girls. All over me. And that I'm not real happy about. See that? You guys see that spatula? I showed you guys on the vlog how that works. But it just, man, that makes a mess. Not extremely happy about that. First of all, even though I have my face clean and I have used my toner, it just, I don't know, something psychologically seems a little off by putting this on your face and then sticking it back in this jar. Which you could just use your fingers, I suppose, but anyway, we're going to try it. It's very, very thick. Can you guys see pretty good? Like that sun is coming in and out. Hope it doesn't mess up your view over there where you guys are. Before we do that, though, let me put a little bit of this on my nose. Nessa is here. I know, the spatula, right? I agree. Very, very odd. First foundation I've ever had that had a spatula in it. Never had one that had the spatula before. Let me put some of this Smashbox on my nose to control some of this redness here. This foundation the other day set really heavy and greasy. Like it felt greasy all day. I don't like foundations like that. But today I'm going to use my Real Technique sponge. And we're going to see if maybe that will kind of help thin it out a little bit. But see, that's thinning it out too much. Now it's going on way too thin. Not sure how that's showing up on your end. The way that light's coming in there is kind of funky. Plus, not only that, you got to remember it's a live feed, so it's not going to be near as clear as if we had this set up on the tripod using the lights and all that kind of stuff. We're just using some natural sunlight coming in through that window. It'll make things look a little different. It doesn't feel as greasy right now, so I think that this sponge is definitely absorbing some of whatever's in there. I think it's supposed to be oil free, but it is absorbing some of that. That is making it feel greasy. So I like that part right away. Am I blinding you with that mirror? Sorry guys, gotta get used to this live thing. Let's see, Tammy, she bought a primer because of seeing some of my instructions and you love it. Today's the first day that you used it. Let's see if I can get that back up there. Oh, very cool. Well, I'm glad. What primer did you get? Was it an e.l.f. primer, Tammy? Is that what you bought? I love using the primers because my skin is so oily. I really can't do... Hello, Volunteers Fan 11. Welcome. How are you? How's that baby? The e.l.f. primer. I don't remember if I've used the e.l.f. primer. I think that my daughter's used the e.l.f. primer before, and she really likes it. She has dry to normal skin, though. My skin is so oily, you guys, that a lot of products don't really work well with my skin. I mean, even this right here, this foundation lasted on her the other day much longer than it lasted on me. Have I tried the ice water trick? Put on the makeup base blush, coat face with baby powder, and dip face in ice water for 30 seconds. Really? Stephanie, that's a pretty good little tip there. I have never heard of that. The baby's growing like a weed, I bet. So I'm going to have to try that. Never heard of that ice water trick. How about that? So you use cornstarch under your makeup. Now I have seen people do that as kind of like a primer. Matter of fact, some people use that in conjunction with milk of magnesia. You tried that trick? Yeah, I haven't tried that trick either. So I need to do that. And then I get all done up and then stick it in ice cold water for 30 seconds. I'm going to have to try that. That would be fun to try on here, wouldn't it? I don't know how I would feel sticking my face in ice cold water, but hey, it might be worth a shot. All right, so I've got this on, and it's definitely not as thick as it was the other day. So I think this sponge is a better application than the brush if you're going to try this new little foundation. It does take really pretty pictures, and I thought it looked pretty good on the video at first. Now, it broke down real quick. Didn't last very long on me, but it lasted on her a lot longer. So keep that in mind too, ladies. With the oil in your skin can break down different makeups. The cornstarch goes on top of every... Oh, okay, so you do the cornstarch kind of like a loose powder type thing. All right. Well, I'm going to have to try this little trick. All right, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild primer that goes with it. This is the Photo Focus concealer, not primer. Concealer. Now, this is not as light as what I usually like for this area right under my eyes. So it's not giving me quite the look that I would normally go for, but it does add another layer of that concealer, which helps with these under eye bags, because being sick the last few days, girls, woo, my bags are definitely shining. Yes, they are. And I'm using my Real Techniques Mini to put this on into the skin here. I love these little teeny sponges. You can pick them up at Ulta at a real good deal, and these are part of the products at Ulta that always work on the 350 off of 10. Sometimes it's 350 off of 15. These will work. So it's a good time to stock up when you have those coupons over at Ulta. Plus you earn your little reward points. And if you have the Ulta credit, then if you use that, you also earn more points. So if you pay it off at the end of the month, you set your cash aside, then you're earning even more points. So few little tips there on ways that you can actually save or coupon at Ulta. But yeah, I love these little teeny sponges for getting right up there under the eye. Now see, in person, this has a really pretty finish. I'm not sure what you guys are seeing because it looks like there may be a glare on that screen. So you might not be seeing it exactly like I am. Well, there's Jennifer. Good afternoon, Jennifer. How are you? One thing I don't like about this powder, this is the Photo Focus powder that's also new with this Wet n Wild. It doesn't come with the little sponge, the little powder puff. It doesn't come with one. You're doing wonderful so far. Well, good. I am glad to hear that. Hey, Doris, am I still doing nail art? Look at my nails, you guys. They are so ratchet. I do still have all my stuff, and just told my daughter last week I've got to get back to my nails. But with all of our housework and all the construction and stuff around here, my nails have broken off and they are in such bad shape. And you guys have seen just how busy we are that I just haven't had time to sit down and play with it, because it takes, whenever I do a nail art design, it'll take anywhere from about an hour and a half to 2 hours, and that's even using my gel that I can bake in my light. And so it takes so long. I just haven't had the time, honestly, to sit down and fool with it. But I just was talking about that the other day, so I hope to get back in that soon. Not sure how many of you have come to the channel because of the nail art. I know there for a while that's all I was doing on the channel. When I first started this channel, it was all about the nail art. And I know a lot of people had come. I've lost a lot of people since then, and I think a lot of the ones that I lost because they were here for nails and I wasn't doing them. Not worth doing to destroy them with all you're doing. That is true. That is true. I would sit there for a couple of hours and then, oh my goodness, in about 10 minutes, they would be demolished with all this work. But I've still got, you guys know if you're watching the vlogs. If you're not watching the vlogs, definitely subscribe over there because you get to see our life every day. But hang tight just a second. Forgot to grab a blush over here. By the way, I'm doing a declutter on all of my eye makeups, girls. It'll be up for you Sunday. Working on editing that, went through that yesterday. But nonetheless, I had, what was I saying? So I got myself distracted. I don't even remember what I was saying now. We were talking about the nail art, and I don't remember what I was saying. Something about watching the vlogs. Oh, yes, that's what I was saying. We were working on Boo's room. You know that. So I should hopefully start painting in there tomorrow. If husband gets it all sanded down tonight, we'll be painting in there tomorrow. And after that, I still have my office to do. So I'm probably not going to worry about my nails too much until after I get that office painted, because you guys know paint gets everywhere. And no sense really probably in trying to do much with these nails until I get all that painting done. But after we get my office done, we'll still have to paint all the trim work once we get it up. We still don't have it up yet, and then we'll have the doors to paint. We've got closet doors we still need to buy, and those will all have to be painted. But those are pretty easy projects that I should still be able to get some nails done with that. But as far as these major painting projects with the walls and then all this, you see that we've been doing the texture on the ceiling and playing in that spackle. No, not even worth doing the nails. All right, Nessa's got to go. Love you too, Nessa. Thanks for joining us for a little while. See, even right now, I feel greasy. And let me tell you guys, this stuff smells like paint. Have any of y'all tried this yet? I was shocked whenever I opened it up to put this on my face the other day. It smelled just like paint. And before I even had a chance to say that to my daughter, she said the same thing to me. She's like, Mom, that smells just like paint. It smells like if you go to Walmart and you just buy the little craft paints to do some kind of acrylic project. That's exactly what it smells like. Never had a makeup that smelled like paint before. But I have heard the old phrase, painting up your face, so I guess they took that pretty literal with the fragrance in this thing. Oh my. But yeah, it just feels greasy. Let's see, Doris. You've always been a nail biter. Oh, you've been free of biting your nails for 3 weeks. Very good. Very good. I don't know if it's a bad batch, Jennifer, because she went online to try to do some research. And she said that she saw several girls had done a review online. They all said the same thing. So I don't know. Maybe because it is so new and maybe they've got to tweak that. Maybe they'll listen to some of the complaints from some of us about the smell. I don't know. It's just so strange. So strange. But I thought that was very curious how at least everybody is experiencing the same type of, we all kind of thought the same thing. So if it worked, it would be great, because I wish you guys could see, but I don't think you can. It is very smooth, and it does disguise my pores to a large degree. Not as good as the Urban Decay does, but for a $6 foundation, it does pretty well with that. Oh, you did? Okay, so she watched another video where somebody said the same thing, smelling like paint. Yeah. Let's see, this blush color here, Stephanie, it is a Revlon, and let's see if I can figure out that color. I don't have my glasses. Number 180 Tender Plum. That's what that looks like right there. Look there, you can tell I've already hit pan on that. This is the one that I use pretty much on the daily. Can you guys see how worn down it is there in the middle? Just a real pretty kind of neutral-ish type color. If I just am going kind of light, that's what I pull out to use. When I did my lippy destash, oh, you went through and tossed all your smelly ones. Well, good for you, Jennifer. Well, thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate that. It doesn't look too bad, I don't think. Definitely like it better with this sponge applicator. That's for sure. So if you guys decide to get it and try to play around with it, keep that in mind. Oh, hang tight. Got to grab a brush here. Thought I had all this gathered up, girls, but I see I didn't. Yeah, I like that sponge applicator better. Hello, Charlene. How are you? How you been doing? Know you were having some trouble there for a little while with, I think it was your teeth. You doing okay? Let's see. Doris said, you and baby girl should do some family favorite food recipe videos. And Jennifer didn't know she had so many bad lipstick. Yeah, they go bad. They do go bad. They do last a good while, but they can go bad pretty quickly, maybe 6 months to a year, I guess, and some of those lipsticks will go bad. Doris, we do have a few videos on the channel with some favorite recipes. I'll try to remember, well, I can't link it right now because we're live, but I'll try to go back in later and link that down in there. There's a playlist, and I think it may be called Cook With Me. Lip Sense lip colors. Don't think I've ever heard of those, Tammy. Where do I find those at? You went to the oral surgeon this morning? Oh my goodness. Well, I hope you're doing okay. And Amy says she has decluttered all her old makeup. 20 pounds. You've lost 20 pounds, Amy? That is awesome. Very good. Good for you. I have not been doing too well on my food this week, you guys, in all honesty, because you guys know I had been to the doctor a couple times over the last 10 days. And, oh, they're sold by independent reps. I'd never heard of that. Definitely you can put that in the comment section or email me the information. I'd like to look into those because y'all know I love my lip colors, girls. Let's see. Old makeup that you need to get rid of. Yeah, I've been working on getting rid of some of mine too. There I go. I lost my train of thought again. What is wrong with me today? I usually don't lose my train of thought. Oh, my food. I can usually get back, girls. See, I can usually come back. Anyway, you guys know that I had been to the doctor a couple times over the last 10 days and had those antibiotics, which those antibiotics, the steroid ones, can make you bloat. I don't know what's in them. That it like makes you retain water, makes you bloated, and you just generally overall don't feel good. I mean, even though it's doing its job as far as getting rid of infection or whatever, just don't feel good. So I have not made the best food choices, that's for sure. Eating out of convenience because you don't feel good, just grabbing whatever's around. And in all honesty, comfort foods. When you don't feel good, it's easy to just reach for those comfort foods. So yeah, I haven't been doing as good this week with my food. Still trying to get in all my water, but even that I've let slide just a little bit. And got to get feeling good. I just got to get feeling good. But anyway, I know I'm missing some of your comments for a second here, trying to concentrate on these brows. I think out of all of the makeup that I do, brows are my least favorite. Who's with me on that? I honestly hate doing brows, and mine are so thin, you guys, because, you know, when we were teenagers and young adults, it was the thing to have them thin. And so over plucking through the years, I suppose, has just, I have to fill in a lot. Steroids need to drink more water. You know, you're probably right. I probably should, or I know you're right, definitely should be increasing that water, because even with the sinus thing that was going on in there, they did tell me to even increase my water more than what I was drinking. You guys know, if you're in the Transformation Tuesday group on Facebook, that we all downloaded that water app, and I have been drinking a gallon a day and doing very, very good with getting all my water in until I got sick. And then it was like, once I got sick, I just kind of let that slide a little bit, you know how you do. But really and truly, if I should have been drinking even more than what I was drinking before, I should at least still be having my gallon. And I have not. I really haven't. And I don't know, maybe I wouldn't have felt so bad this morning if I would have been doing that. I woke up with the worst headache in the world and just laid right back down, closed my eyes. I could not even get out of bed when my clock went off because my head hurt. Poor Hubs, he had invited me to town. I hope those are even, because it's a little hard to tell this morning. He had invited me to town for a little lunch date with him, and I had to send him a text when I got up and said, I am not going to make it to town. So poor fella, he drove out here, because you guys know when he got that new job, he works away from home now. Well, I'm with you, Amy, because mine are very thin, too. Whenever I don't have makeup on, you can't see my eyebrows at all. I told you guys what one of the little kids in children's church said a few weeks ago. That was so funny. He's like, where's your eyebrows? Because I showed up with no makeup on to church. That was hilarious. But anyway, I told him, I said, I'm not going to be able to make it for lunch. So he ended up coming out here and joining us for lunch. But I felt horrible. I have not woken up with a headache like that in forever. So I just think that it's being around all this mold in my office this week. And then when we pulled Bub's bed up, you guys saw we found the mold under his bed. Let's see what that said. The baby is cooing at the screen. Aww, we'll give him a big hug and kiss for me. That is so cute. I sat up, oh, well, thank you, Charlene. I appreciate that. I sat up last night with my kiddos, and you're going to appreciate this. Enjoy those babies while they're little. I sat up with them last night just boo-hooing. It was probably 3 o'clock in the morning, just thinking about them being older. You guys know baby girl has graduated. Bub has one more year. This is his junior year, so he has one more full year next year, and then he will be deciding on college and all. And that's a hard transition time, especially when you've been an at-home mom, homeschooling all these years. I've had a lot of time with my kids, and it is adjustment, you guys, thinking about them fixing a leave and start their own lives. And yeah, I wasn't doing real good with that last night. I think we're going to do a real talk on that. If you guys are wondering, I am using this little Tartlet Tease. Miss Virginia sent this to me. V Connor 711. You guys go subscribe to her. Yeah, I know. I am going to miss them. That is for sure. But I'm going to try to do just a one color look. This beautiful, deep, plummy, purplish, mauvey, not sure how to describe it. That one. Love that. Been wearing that almost every time I get ready here lately. Love that color so much. But yeah, I think we're going to do a real talk on that. If you guys have been missing real talk, remember, it has changed channels. The real talk is now over on the ministry channel, because I do have 3 channels. And think about this. You guys tell me, okay? You get first shot at telling me what you think, since you guys have joined me live. I am thinking, let's see here, Tammy said, oh yeah, it will get real quick, Tammy. Now, how far will that be away from you? How far are they moving from you? Oh my goodness, Marshmallow Molecules, her daughter's already starting to collect her stuff to get ready to spread those wings. Oh, well, thank you so much, Charlene. I appreciate you watching all the channels. Your oldest just turned 14. They do. They grow too fast. I mean, blink and it's gone. I was watching someone's video the other night, and she was talking about just the hardships of motherhood when your kids are little. And it is a tough adjustment. And she was talking about, you know, she couldn't wear her jewelry and different things like that. No time to paint your nails and hardly any time to get a shower. And I remember those days. Oh my goodness, they can be rough days because you just feel like, wow, you just lose everything about yourself when those kids are real small. But I commented to her and told her, looking at it from an older perspective, now that several years have passed and my kids are older, what I wouldn't give to have some of those times back. And I'm trying not to cry. I'm going to mess up everything I've done right now. What I wouldn't give to have those days back, you know, because it goes so fast, and you'll be back to that jewelry. You'll be back to painting those nails before you know it. And then you'll be sad because those kids are gone. So just enjoy them while they're little. People used to tell me that when my kids were little, and it's hard to kind of grasp that when your kids are real small because you're just kind of living in the moment and you're tired. You've got hormones going on, lack of sleep, just the frustration that can come with motherhood, because it is not easy, girls. Every mother out there deserves an award because it's tough work. It is tough work. And sometimes you can't see beyond the frustration of the moment to really listen to what older women are telling you. But the time really does. It goes by way, way too quickly. And then the time comes for them to be gone, and then you wish you had all that time back. So enjoy every moment that you can. Enjoy it. Your oldest turned 15 on Monday, and now you have an 8-year-old daughter. The oldest still lives with you. Oh, wow, Charlene, yours are 25, 32, and 35. So then you know exactly what I'm talking about, huh? You've been through that transition. 21, 14, and 6. So a lot of you girls are right there with me with these kids getting older. All right, Linda has one. She's got 26 and 23. The 26-year-old has moved back to save money, and she's a manager. And your baby is graduating college and moving further away to go to grad school. Oh my goodness. Well, I feel for you. I feel for you because that's not easy, girls. I am dreading it. I really am. I know sometimes parents kid about, oh, I can't wait till the kids grow up and they get out, but not me. I'd rather mine stay here. 13 and 7. It goes fast. I'm telling you. Let's see what that rest of that said. Going to middle school, and then your baby will be 8 this year. I know, 6 years ago can seem like yesterday. Even mine. My goodness, I was thinking about that the other night and remembering every single moment when we were in the hospital having the kiddos, and it seems like yesterday, and here they are, young adults. I just can't even believe it. There's Jan's crazy life. She has 15, 8, 7, and 2. So you've got a nice wide range there going on. So fun. So fun. And I have misplaced, there it is, this little palette. Old trusty rusty, the Naked Basics here. Love this thing. Yeah, but anyway, it's a hard time of life. I'm just not looking forward to it. Definitely not. I mean, you're excited about the future, and my daughter kept saying, but Mom, aren't you looking forward to grandbabies? You just turned 39, so you have a busy, let's see what that said, busy later in life. Yes, that is true. I had Kristen when I was 27, and I had Bub right before I just turned 29 when I had Bub. So we waited a little bit longer because I wanted to be able to stay home. But I tell you, now that I'm older, I tell them, I joke with them all the time, now I know why parents are supposed to have kiddos when they're young to keep up with them. Oh my goodness. Of course, I don't think for me it would really be such the struggle had we not been through everything we've been through the last couple of years. Because for me, that's what's made it so rough, is just all the health issues, because my health just hasn't been very good. You know what I mean? And so just like this last week again, going through a couple of things this week, and it's like, oh, I'll just be glad when this is over and you can get back to somewhat normal of a life, because you just get tired of feeling so bad all the time. Which you guys watch, if you watch over on the vlog channel, then you know that we're very busy and stay active all the time. And that is just a miracle for me, because I'm not kidding you. There were days right before we started tearing the house apart, 29, 28, 23, and 19. Oh, wow. Right before we started tearing the house apart, there were days literally when we were doing homeschool and I had my head just on my arm like that, laying on the table, just trying to get through a day of homeschool with the kids. I was that sick all the time. And as soon as we would get done with school, I would head to the couch and then couldn't move. I would just stay there the rest of the evening. You know, baby girl was helping with dinners. The hubs was helping with dinners as much as he could. And at that time, we weren't aware of what was happening. We didn't know. So we just thought, my goodness, what is wrong with me that I'm so sick all the time? And when you don't know why your body's reacting, then it's hard to find any kind of cures. You know, doctors can't tell you and all that stuff. So that was a rough, probably about a year, I guess, which that ended up causing problems in my sinuses. You guys have probably heard this story before, so if I'm boring you, forgive me. And just had to have a bunch of mouth work done because they thought it was my teeth. Come to find out, it wasn't my teeth at all. It was all sinus related from the mold, but you know, they didn't know. And just, that was probably about a year's worth of time that it was the roughest, right before we started tearing everything apart. So nowadays, even though like right now I'm having trouble, you probably can hear me taking deep breaths, having trouble to breathe, at least I'm up and moving. So I'll take it. I'll take it. You know what? I'd rather feel like this and at least be able to move than where I was before. Come a long way. So thank the good Lord for that. That's for sure. But anyway, it looks like it's a beautiful day out there. So bright and sunny, but it was hot. Woo! I stepped outside yesterday around here and I don't know what the actual temperature was, but hot enough that I came right back in, let me tell you. Let's see. I can so relate to having health issues. You survived a brain tumor. Really, Linda? Wow, that is amazing. Congratulations that you survived that. Tell us a little bit about that. Did you have to have a surgery? Was it a cancerous tumor? What happened? That's very interesting to hear some of your stories. That's one reason why I love YouTube. I have gotten to meet so many of you guys and hear so many fascinating stories. And it lets us know just how small the world is and how much we really all do have in common. And that's really cool. All right, let's see here. It's snowing, Jennifer? Oh my goodness. Oh, let's see. Charlene went to the ER thinking she was having a heart attack, but it was mold. I'm telling you, I have spent several days in the ER, them doing EKGs and stuff on my heart, and come to find out it was all mold related as well. It left you with residual issues, including the headaches. Wow, well, I am so sorry to hear that, Linda, but definitely glad that you have survived. That's for sure. You went from the hospital to a hotel and never went back. Charlene, that reminds me, a couple of years ago, I had ended up in the ER, severely sick, and we just thought at that point we had mold. This was in January, right before we started really tearing the house apart. We had already actually torn the fireplace out at this point, but I got really, really sick, went to the doctor, and it was another respiratory thing. And he mentioned the possibility it could have been a reaction to that mold. So we did an experiment. We left that hospital, came home and packed some clothes, and went straight to a hotel over at the beach. Never filled my prescriptions to try to get well. And we said, let's see if I get better without the medication, because that's how we're going to know if it's really mold or not. So we did. We packed up. We got in the car. We took off that same afternoon, got to the beach, and in a day and a half, I was completely well. We stayed out the rest of the week over there at that beach. We left on a Saturday, got home, and by Saturday night, I was deathly ill again, just walking in the house. And so that's when we knew. That's what started the whole process of us just ripping everything out, because we knew at that point. You know, we tried to move. We couldn't sell it. You couldn't give it away. We had no money to relocate and go anywhere. We went all these different places for help, which we've told this story before, so I don't want to bore you guys again. But long story short, we had no option but just to start tearing it apart and try to rebuild our lives. But that's how we knew also, is we left straight from there, got our clothes, went to that hotel at the beach, and I was better in a day and a half. And I'm telling you, mold is a funny thing, and it will do strange things to your body. So if you guys are having weird symptoms, you may have some hidden mold around. Let's see here. Tammy, you're ready for spring and summer. Well, I think we're having some summer around here, so come on down and visit, girlfriend. It was benign. Well, thank goodness for that, Linda. That is good news. Let's see, you had to have some of your vocal cords cut and swallowing nerves in your throat. Wow, you have been through a lot, my friend. Thank the good Lord that you've made it through, but wow, what a journey. Let's see here. Amy is an older mom to a 12-year-old. You get to stay home and you have 2 dogs. And then you also have asthma for some mold issues too. Wow. Well, I can feel for you on that. That is for sure. Yeah, Jennifer, I think my immune system is definitely needs some beefing up there. So I've been doing a little research on what I can do kind of naturally. Some homeopathic stuff to try to bulk all that back up. Oh no, paralyzed your vocal cords? Wow. My goodness. Well, you seem to have a really good attitude about everything that you've been through. That is awesome. You're going to North Carolina next month. Oh, well, that will be fun. Very fun. Charlene, yeah, I can feel you on that, having an immune system that's not working good. Oh, my, because see, it doesn't quite affect, just like this week when we found Bub was having some breakouts on his face again. And you guys have seen, we've done some videos on the acne stuff that he had been using, worked wonders. Well, all of a sudden he started breaking out again. And I said, I bet there's some hidden mold in that room. So sure enough, we found it. So he was having some breakouts, but they were not having like the wheezing and all the symptoms that I'm having from it. I think that I am a lot more sensitive for one reason or another than they are to some of the mold issues. But I have to tell you guys, my husband was up even at 4 o'clock this morning. He got up during the middle of the night to go out and take some more Zicam because he has had a rash of symptoms since he got under that house Saturday. You guys saw that if you were watching the vlog. He had been under the house on Saturday, Monday, and Tuesday. 3 days that he was under there. And of course, we still have to rip out all the old insulation that has some mold in it that's under the trailer. That's not coming in. I mean, it probably seeps in a little through a few cracks here and there, but at least it's contained outside. All that has to come down, though, to be replaced, which is why we had the guy here for the estimate. But just being under there, trying to put that vapor barrier down to help with the mold inside, he's in pretty rough shape today himself. It kind of has manifested in him sort of like a common cold, but we know it's not. It's just allergy reactions to all that stuff up underneath the house. So it has definitely been a journey. It has definitely been a journey, you guys. My word. If you watched our little real talk on this over on the other channel, then we told you guys at least some of the things that we've learned through the process and some of the things to just be grateful for, even though, you know, we've had such a rough go at it. There are some positives that's come out of it too, and that's just what you have to focus on, you know? You can't focus on the bad. What caused our mold issues? Great question, Charlene. The main bulk of what had happened to cause the major issues in the walls was that this mobile home, right before we purchased it, about 1.5 years before we purchased this mobile home, had brand new siding put around the outside and had new J channels put around all the windows from the vinyl siding. And the person who installed it upside down. Well, the previous owner didn't know, which actually was my father-in-law before he passed away. He didn't know, because he didn't know anything about that stuff, that it had been done wrong and that it was upside down. And of course, we didn't know. So when my father-in-law passed, we bought this place from the rest of the kiddos. We went in and we bought it because Hubs just wanted to kind of stay grounded here in his family home. And we went, we bought this in 98, we moved in, and we didn't start tearing it apart till 2013, so that was like 15 years. We went with this stuff upside down. So just think about it. During the summer, every afternoon in Florida, just about, we have torrential rains. So every time it rained, these windows were grabbing the water and pulling it down inside the wall instead of draining it away. So the reason that we knew there was some kind of issue was our window right here in this bedroom, the paint started like, it looked like the paint was running down the wall. I don't know how else to describe it. And I said, Steve, something's wrong behind this wall. Look what the paint is doing. It's like buckling off. And sure enough, when he got to pushing around on there, the sheetrock was real mushy. When we pulled all that off, everything was rotten inside, and it was that way down the whole front of the trailer. Every window. The windows in the back weren't quite as bad, I think, just because of the way the wind blows, the direction our home is sitting. The ones in the back weren't quite as bad, but that was a bulk of it. Then when Charlie came through, you guys will remember Hurricane Charlie. Charlie blew through Florida in 2004, and although we are north of where the eye came in, we still got a lot of the outer bands and a lot of the wind damage from that. And so it had caused some leakage on the roof. So all of that combined, and of course you don't know it because you can't see that all that's building. You don't know that all of it's building until it's just too late. So that's what caused all the mold issues, and it just progressively got worse because mold doesn't die on its own. So for all those years, it was just growing and growing and growing inside these walls. It was awful. So let's see. Yes, a small error did make a huge mistake. And come to find out, Tammy, when we started pulling things apart, this is a double wide mobile home. So it's like two sections they pull together. They're supposed to seal it at the top and the bottom. It had never even been sealed. So when we discovered that through redoing everything, my husband called the state insurance and said, listen, what can we do? Is there anything we can do? And they says no, because insurance doesn't cover the actual installation. And besides that, it had been so many years before, and we were not the original purchasers of the home. There was nothing they could do to cover that. So fortunately, we found it and it's sealed now. My husband went there and got it all sealed, but all those years, it had never even been sealed properly. And any of you that are from Florida know you're going to have mold anyway. You're going to have some mold because it's so humid. But when you compound these other problems on top of it, there's just no way to control it. There's just no way to control that. So let's see, had another comment come in. You would never know from the sunny disposition in the videos that it's been going on. Oh, well, thank you, Linda. I sure do. I sure do try to push through all that and stay on the positive side as much as possible. I mean, I can tell you, and not always, not every minute of every day is bubbly, that's for sure. There have been some rough patches, but we figured, you know what, to have a negative attitude about it is just going to make it worse. So you just have to find the positive, and you have to stay as positive as possible, knowing that there will eventually be an end in sight, even on the most frustrating of days. So, but thank you for that. I am glad that that comes through and not a bunch of negativity, that's for sure. Charlene lived in Jacksonville. I was born and raised in Jacksonville. Oh, there was mold even behind the pictures on the walls. Yeah, that can be very common with high humidity. Now, is that Deena or Deanna? She is from Florida too. Where in Florida are you? Love the Sunshine State, that's for sure. Yes, the sun does still rise. You're right. And at the end of the day, it is all good. Absolutely. Absolutely. And just grateful to be, it could have been worse, you know? No way. Deanna or Deena, not sure how you say that. I think that may be Deanna. We go to church down there, Lady Lake. That's where we go to church. So we are in the Villages every weekend. How cool is that? So how long have you been in the Villages? That is such a beautiful area. Yep. Lady Lake Assembly of God. It's right there on County Road. Is that 25? I think that's County Road 25, if I'm not mistaken, is the name of the road. Sure enough. Well, that is too cool, girlfriend. You've been down there 7 years. Yeah, it's a beautiful area. My parents moved down there, I believe they came in 2000, either 99 or 2000. My parents moved down there, so we've been familiar with the area a while. Been going to church down there now for, let's see, since 2008. So we've been going to church down there a while now. Love that area for sure. Oh, I think I had another comment come through. Let's see. Have to do a meetup. Yes, we do. We need to do a meetup for sure. That would be so much fun. Hit up the Dollar Tree down there, or one of those fun places for sure, for sure. I actually like going to the Dollar Tree down there a lot better than here near my house, because near my house, we don't hardly ever get anything. At least down there, you guys have two pretty good Dollar Trees down there. One up near Summerfield, and then you have the one that's right there in the Villages. And then the one in Leesburg is also a very good Dollar Tree. There's 4. Well, do tell. Where is the other one? I only know of those 3. Definitely fill me in, because I need to find that 4th one. Where's it at? Hidden gems. Yes. You guys definitely have better stuff for sure, for sure. We go every Sunday. Well, we try to go most Sundays, not every Sunday. Some Sundays we just sleep because we're tired. But we do go a lot of Sundays down there. You guys get the washi before us and all the cool organizing bins before us. A lot of the holiday stuff your Dollar Trees put out way before mine does. Mine's kind of small, and it just never seems to get the new stuff around here. So I didn't know there were 4. Now I'm going to be on the hunt. Oh my goodness, that's too funny. Well, how about that? Isn't it such a small world? I did have somebody on here one time told me that they thought they had seen me in Publix there in the Villages on a Sunday afternoon, and asked could that possibly have been us. And I said, yeah, according to the time you were in there, it probably was us. But she wasn't sure, so she didn't come over and speak. But small world. I can't remember who that was now. Don't even know if that person's still in that area, but very cool. That is so cool. Love, love, love that area. We tried to move down there a couple years ago when all this started happening. We actually tried to move down there. Here we have someone from South Florida. Is that, let's see how you say that. Is that Jacinia? On 200 in the Shores. Okay. Well, I haven't been to that one. And isn't there one in Bellevue? It seems like there may be one up near Bellevue too. Oh, well, thank you, Deanna. I love you too. And I'm so glad you found the channel. Very cool. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I think there may be one up there near that Bellevue area too. Perfect pronunciation. They call you Jessie for short. Well, hello, Jessie. Where in South Florida are you? Love the Sunshine State. Are you native to Florida? Have you been here long? Tell us a little bit about yourself. Love the South Florida area. Matter of fact, my daughter was just showing me something the other day that's down in Fort Lauderdale. If you're near there, tell me if you found this place. It is a place where you go and get these huge, gigantic cookies. And on top of the cookies, they have all kinds of other things like candy bars and chocolate chips and chocolate sauces and all this stuff. And it showed the picture of these cookies that was like as big as a plate. And they say they're some of the best cookies in the world. So she's like, we've got to go. And I said, yeah, that is worth the drive. So we have got to plan a trip to South Florida and go check out those cookies. I'll have to find the name of it. And if I can find the name of it, then I'll have it linked in the description box later on this evening, so you guys can come back by to try to see that if you're interested in finding out about that. But that sounded like a good place to go. Gotta love a good big old cookie. Oh, you're from New York City. You've been here since 91. Near Boca Raton. Okay, my sister-in-law used to live down there in Boca. She doesn't live there anymore. She's moved to Orlando, but that's where she did live for a while. Beautiful area. Love that area so much. She worked in Boca, but she actually lived in Coral Springs was where her home was. So she drove. And then we have my husband's sister-in-law. Her parents live right there in West Palm. Beautiful area. Tell you what though, hot. You guys get even a lot hotter than we do. That was your high school? Well, isn't it a small world? That is so cool. How about that? That is, Coral Spring High School Colts. That is really cool. How about that? All right, Linda is 3 hours north of New York City. The high temperatures for tomorrow will be at 20 to stay in Florida. Yeah, I think I would have to agree. I'd rather have the hot temperatures than all those cold ones. Oh, my word. It was cold here last night, though. It was hot during the day. But then when we stepped out last night to get the garbage to the curb, it was pretty chilly. Like, it had dropped quite a bit. Can you guys believe I've been on here 49 minutes and just now getting to my mascara? See? This is what happens whenever I get my makeup on. It takes me so long. And this is just a simple one color eyeshadow look, girls. But it's fun because I love talking to you guys. I've been enjoying Fridays with these live chats. Some of you guys are really enjoying them too. So it's so much fun. Just like hanging out. Bunch of girlfriends getting to hang out. One of these days we're going to have to meet up for sure. We talked last Friday about the need to plan a cruise, like a YouTube get-together cruise. That would be fun. Well, I love talking to you guys too. That is for sure. I like New York. We went to New York City back in 2007, so it's been a while, but absolutely loved visiting the city. We were able to spend 2 full days there. Definitely wasn't long enough, but we did get to see Central Park and the Statue of Liberty. We got to see the Empire State Building. Of course, Saks Fifth Avenue. We went to the big Toys R Us store that has the little Ferris wheel inside because the kids were small at the time. We got to visit the big American Girl and take baby girl there. Had a good time with it. Definitely want to go back. Of course, we visited Ground Zero when we were there. That was emotional. I mean, we were about 2 blocks out because we were walking there that day. We were about 2 blocks out and already like you could just feel the emotion of that place as you were approaching it. Very, very moving visiting that. Very moving. But I want to go back. Even my husband said he'd love to go back to New York City. It was a lot. The people were so much nicer. We were a little nervous because you hear all these stories about New Yorkers being so rude, but they really were not. They were so nice and so helpful because we knew nothing about what we were doing, where we were going. And of course, you guys know me, my personality. I would just stop strangers on the street and say, hey, we're looking for such and such. Made the hubs very nervous because he's like, you didn't even know who you're talking to. And I'm like, but we got to find out somehow. So I would stop complete strangers on the street and say, we're looking for this address. Any idea where it's at? And these people were so nice. And they would say, oh yeah, I'm going that way. Come on, follow me. I'll let you follow me as far as I'm going. And just so friendly. I mean, we had the best experience there. And I know that you hear horror stories and people don't always have such good experiences, but we really did. We had a great time. So hopefully we'll get to go back and visit there again because we just really did. We had a blast. So much walking though. Oh my goodness. We walked almost everywhere. We did ride down in the subway just because we had to say we had been on the New York subway. So we did ride that a few times, but other than that, we walked everywhere. Oh my goodness, so much walking. But it was so fun and so much to see. Like, we didn't want to be stuck down in the subway the whole time because we wanted to see all the different things we were walking past and just, you know, your typical tourist. But it was a lot of fun and definitely want to go back. Enjoyed going through the big tunnels. That was a lot of fun. The kids loved that, of course, because they were real small. So going in those tunnels and it being dark and all that, that was fun. Of course, they have the lights up on the side of the wall. It's not like it was pitch black, but that was a lot of fun and they enjoyed that. All right, I got some comments come in. Let's see what I missed here. You had snow last night and again some this morning. Oh my word. Oh, she's coming down to Orlando for school. Very cool. And she's going to come speak at a photography conference. Oh, that's awesome because my son is into photography. I don't know if you knew that or not. Matter of fact, he has a competition in just a few weeks. He'll be doing his annual fine arts competition last year. And every year that he's entered so far, he has gotten a national invitation. And if he gets the national invitation this year, we will get to head to Anaheim, California. So I'm excited about that. He's very good. He has an Instagram. It's called, I think he changed the name of it. The Instagram account is Photos by Stephen M. Rose II. I'll have to try to find it and link it out for you guys down below too. He also has a Facebook page where he posts some of his stuff, and he has a website, Stephen Rose Photography, I think, but I'm going to have to remember, and I'll link all that for you guys in the description box, because he does put a lot of his photos online for people to see, for people to follow him on Instagram. That's really cool. He's good at it. My daughter's good at it too. She just hasn't done it in a while. She hasn't picked up that hobby lately, but she does take several pictures of him and always does such a good job at those kind of stuff. They have a good eye for photography. And look at me. This is one of those tubes, you guys. This is raw and real right here. Look at my finger. See that? This tube, oh my goodness, it was sitting upside down, and I opened that up and that went everywhere. See, this is the kind of stuff you miss on an edited Get Ready With Me, because when this kind of stuff happens on a Get Ready With Me, we edit it out. And now that you're sitting here live, you just see it all happen right there as it happens. Pretty color, pretty color. Well, this makeup is still feeling greasy. I thought the other day after about an hour, it kind of eased off and wasn't feeling greasy. But I'm also a little hot in here and don't have the air running right this second, just because I knew that it would be too loud in the camera. So that could be one reason why. Let's see here. Can't walk a lot. Charlene, I was having problems with that too till I got these new shoes. And finally, I'm able to walk a little more. No, it's actually through our church organization. It's the National Fine Arts of the Assemblies of God is the one that he is entering. Your Kristen has a photo website. Ooh, well, you'll have to comment that to us down there if she doesn't mind, and we can all go check her out. Looks super shiny. Yeah, it is, because I think it just feels a little oily right now. Love the lip color. Thank you very much. Let's see what the name of that one was. It is, don't know if I'm going to be able to tell without my glasses on. I can't tell what the name of it is. Here's what it looks like on there. I may have to put the name of it for you guys later, because I don't have my glasses to be able to read that fine print. That's what happens when you get north of 40. Oh my goodness. Accidentally hit the live chat button after looking around for how to chat. Well, thank you very much, Pam. That is out of that Tartelette palette. Now, what is the live chat button? I'm not familiar with what that is. Thank you, Tammy and Charlene. Thank you very much. I love these little glazed paints. I love them a lot. Baby girl bought me most of these. I wish I could see what the name of that one is for you guys. It's like a mauvey purplish, kind of a neutral color, a My Lips But Better kind of color. So, hello Shannon, how are you? Welcome. All right, so that is what this looks like. Again, that is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation, Concealer, and the powder, and that's kind of my first impressions on it. I want to wear it again throughout this whole day. Like I said the other day whenever I wore this for you guys on the vlog, after about 4 hours it had really broken down with my oily skin and did not last. When it first goes on, like right now looking in my mirror here, it's really pretty and it does give a pretty finish for photos. But if you were going to have a long night out, or if you got oily skin like I do, I don't think it's going to work. But we'll see. Doing it with this sponge today was definitely a better application than whenever I did it with the brush. So keep that in mind if you decide that you want to try it, for sure. And you guys saw it on Baby Girl the other day in the vlog. She had it on and it looked, somebody said that they thought that it made her skin look a lot older. It didn't in person, so maybe it wasn't picking up good on camera. I'm not sure, because in person it was really pretty. But here's the deal with her. She has dry skin, and after a couple of hours on her, it didn't break down like it did on the oily skin, but it started showing dry patches. So I don't think this is going to be a long wearing foundation, which I had high hopes, girls. I really did. But I mean, come on, let's be honest. For a $6 foundation, not sure we're going to get that longevity that we're looking for. So far, I still like my Revlon Color Stay a lot better as far as a drugstore option. So let's see here. A few more comments came in. Oh, it's down in the lower right-hand corner on yours. Okay. Hey, Victoria, how are you? Glad you could join us. Dark circles under your eyes. Nothing seems to cover it. Get a good color corrector, and I'll have to double check with baby girl, but I think the concealers with like the orangish tint is what's good for hiding the dark circles. If you put that on underneath your foundation, Charlene, then use your foundation with a brightener on top of that, should help. Mine are not necessarily dark. You guys can see them there, hopefully. They're not dark, I have very bad bags under my eyes now and a lot of lines because of all the problems with sinus over the last few years. They swell and then they go down and they swell. So all the reactions to the mold around here has definitely done a lot of damage to the tissue around my eyes just from all the swelling. And that's what I try to have to cover up. I've been using a few products from Dr. Barbara. You guys are aware of that already. And hopefully that's going to kind of reverse some of that, but unfortunately, sometimes once damage happens, it's almost impossible to get rid of it without some kind of expensive surgeries and all, but we'll see. But I guess that's just part of getting older and going through life, right, you guys? If the worst that comes out of all this is a few bags under my eyes, then I'll take it, because at least we still have our health and we still have each other. So, all right, let's see. A couple more things came in. Yes, I'm glad you finally caught us too, Victoria. The peach orange works great. That's what I thought it was, Deanna, the orangish one. So thanks for confirming that. Definitely, Charlene, grab you one of those with that orangish tone to it and see if that will help you some. Yeah. Some people do just have dark colors under there. Sometimes my son's eyes look a little dark underneath, and whenever I've shown it to the doctor before to ask him, he said that's just the coloring. There's nothing too much you can do about it besides try to cover it up. So anyway, you've only seen me on this channel. Can you list the other channel names? Yes, I sure will, Linda. There are 2 other channels, and if you go to my home page of this channel, they should be over in the sidebar as featured channels, but in case it's not showing up for you there, just type in my name, Deena Rose, and it's youtube.com/Deena Rose Ministries is what the URL is, so you can find me over there. That's where we do the devotions each week. And then we have the vlog channel, which is youtube.com/C/DeeVine Life Vlogs. So if you do a search for DeeVine Life Vlogs, you should find that vlog channel. But I'm also going to have them linked down in this description box also. So if you guys want to come back later on this evening when I have time to sit down and input that information for you, then you can just link right from the description of this video and it'll take you over there. And this is what I was going to ask you guys earlier, and I'll kind of wrap it up with this because I've kept you guys an hour. Can you believe it? It's been an hour already. Thank you for those of you that hung in here with me. It's so much fun, but time gets away. I'll leave it with this. I am thinking of starting another channel. Can you believe it? Only because one thing that I have found on YouTube is people who subscribe to channels are kind of finicky. They want specified content on their channels. So like over on the vlog channel, all we upload are vlogs. And then on the devotional channel, all that I upload are the devotions and the real talk with me and the hubs, things like that that have to do with spirituality and faith. So that's over there. This channel is kind of still a Mod Podge. There's kind of a large content variety on this channel, but I've tried to streamline it down to Dollar Tree DIYs, the weight loss, and then of course the planning videos are over here. But I'm thinking about starting another channel back for my couponing. So you guys let me know if you're interested in that, because I used to do couponing on this channel. You guys will remember that. And I do have an Instagram, the Frugal Rev is our Instagram for the couponing, but I stopped couponing for a while because we were getting so much stockpile. We couldn't work through it fast enough. It was piling up. So we've taken a little bit of a break, but like this week, my daughter was able to get $30 worth of all this makeup for just $7 on coupons. And that would have been a great deal to show you guys. but I don't think I want to do it on DeeVine DeeZine anymore. So I'm thinking about doing another channel specifically only for couponing deals. And you let me know if that's something y'all are interested in, that I'm going to look into getting that started again and showing you guys the deals to keep it off of DeeVine DeeZine. But there's a lot of good deals out there to have, and some people just are unaware. Until I get that started though, you can look on this channel for a playlist called Couponing 101, I think. It may just be called couponing. I don't know, but I have several couponing 101 videos, and then I have several videos that kind of show you a little bit how to get your binder built and those kind of things to get you started until I do the other channel. But let's see what some of you guys have been saying here. Let's see. You just found us this week, Pam. Well, I'm glad to have you as part of the family. Yes, do have the same name. So then you do say it, Deena. Okay. Oh, well, thank you, Victoria. You're awesome. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad that you got to join live too. All right, so several of you are definitely interested. Okay, very good. You love the Dollar Tree hauls and the product reviews. Well, thank you. I have a lot of fun with those. Those are very fun. The DIYs and the worth the buck are your favorite. Those are some of my favorites too. All right, we have another couponer there. Yep, I have a how to put a binder together on there. And you guys will have to bear with, because guess what? Those videos are horrible. They're like 20-25 minutes because I was just getting started, and they're not that great of quality, but at least they are there. But you've been getting some free stuff. Yes, because Dollar Tree does take coupons. I love to coupon at the Dollar Tree. All right, Deena, thank you so much for joining us today. Well, thank you very much, Charlene. And with that, I'm about to head out of here too, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. And since I've had several positive responses, I'm going to look further into starting that Frugal Rev back up and getting you guys some couponing deals out there. But I'll put it all on a totally separate channel. So that way, if you want to subscribe, you can. And if you don't have to. And you'll just know that it's just couponing if you want to skip some of those videos. But all right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. And we will see you again here next Friday. Not sure the time, but we'll definitely be back next Friday. Love to you all. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.